What I'm about to show you sounds absolutely impossible, but it happened just last week. A practicing attorney took our AI cloning system, applied it to his legal practice, and compressed 4 months of case preparation into 72 hours.
Now, I have a digital brain and a clone of my intelligence that can literally think, respond, scan 100-page legal contracts and estate plans better than I can at 1,000 times the speed and accuracy.
This isn't science fiction. This is the new reality of professional work, and what you're about to hear will change how you think about productivity forever. Hey, if we haven't met, I'm the digital avatar of Julia McCoy. While she's busy revolutionizing business automation as CEO of First Movers, I'm here to share the breakthrough stories that prove we're living through the biggest shift in professional capability since the printing press. Julia personally vets every story we share, and this one made her stop everything. Here's what happened. This attorney was drowning in case research, document review, and brief preparation, the kind of work that traditionally takes months of billable hours. Sound familiar? Then he discovered our AI cloning methodology. Not just chatbots or simple automation, true cognitive cloning that thinks, analyzes, and executes like he does, but at superhuman speed. The results? 3 days. That's all it took to complete what would normally require 16 weeks of intensive legal work. Contract analysis that usually takes 2 weeks per document, done in 2 hours. Legal research that consumes entire weekends, completed during lunch breaks. Brief writing that keeps associates up all night, finished before morning coffee. But here's the real kicker. The quality wasn't just maintained, it was enhanced. His AI clone caught precedents he would have missed, identified case law connections that weren't obvious, and structured arguments with a precision that impressed senior partners. This isn't about replacing expertise. It's about amplifying it beyond human limitations. What you're witnessing is the emergence of cognitive leverage. While everyone else is still thinking about AI as a fancy search tool, the first movers are already living in a world where one professional can do the work of 10. This attorney isn't just more productive. He's operating in a completely different reality. And here's the thing, he didn't figure this out alone. He joined our exclusive First Movers Labs, where we teach professionals exactly how to build these cognitive clones. It's not just theory or high-level concepts. It's the exact methodology, the precise prompts, the step-by-step process that turns your expertise into an AI system that works while you sleep. The labs aren't for everyone. We only train professionals who are serious about multiplying their capabilities and ready to implement immediately. But for those who make it in, the results speak for themselves. Join today, firstmovers.ai. The question isn't whether this technology will transform professional services. It already has. The question is, will you be among the first to harness it, or will you watch from the sidelines as others multiply their capabilities by orders of magnitude? Here's his story in his own words.
Hello, my friends. Sidarththa here. Philosopher, tech and tax lawyer, and AI innovator from cloneyourbrain.ai. I've been through a lot of ups and downs in my life, and my journey is very similar to water flowing downstream. It has taken the shape of various containers and vessels over the last few decades. Some of these containers have been in the legal industry as a lawyer, in the tech industry as a legal tech builder, in the estate planning space as a researcher and estate architect, and several others, and who knows what's in store for the future. After going bankrupt in 2005, I became a bankruptcy and tax consultant. After going through a probate nightmare when my grandfather died, I entered the world of estate and tax planning. More recently, a freak garage fire destroyed my house and valuable intellectual property and hard drives, files, and even crypto keys. My most valuable IP burned in front of my eyes. That put me on a mission to digitize my knowledge and clone my brain. I've worked with coders and programmers for the better half of 15 years, so I understood how to transform subject matter expertise into software, a very unique, specialized, and nuanced skill. I started uploading as much as I could recollect and find about myself into my GPT. I started seeing AI as my own cloned brain in a digital format. What if I can turn my AI into my most valuable IP and asset, my brain, and then mix and match ideas, concepts, and experiences in a digital format? I have cloned the brilliant minds of several Fortune 500 corporate lawyers, accountants, licensing and IP experts, and decision makers pre-generative AI days in Los Angeles. My specialty was to digitize 100 plus page IP and licensing contracts and clone the minds behind these contracts, Ivy League corporate lawyers, and translate that into a language that AI and blockchain programmers and coders could convert into a software application that could be used company-wide. These are extensive projects that run into the millions and take years to fine-tune. In my 2+ years of training and experiments with GPT and other generative and agentic AI tools, I can conclude that I can now build legal and tax and other non-legal software applications such as calculators, code and case scanners, tax, estate, operating agreement, insurance, and digital asset scanning systems that outperform the million-dollar AI tools that I used to architect about a decade ago. That was the assignment God put me on after the fire that destroyed all my IP and assets. Now, I have a digital brain and a clone of my intelligence that can literally think, respond, scan 100-page legal contracts and estate plans better than I can at 1,000 times the speed and accuracy. Another crazy thing earlier this year led me deeper into this space. I was playing pickleball in a tournament and tore my ACL and MCL. It was bad, and I was immobile for several weeks. I finally got to a point where I had deals popping up where I was going to license my AI brain to several law and insurance firms who want to use my unique formulas and calculators. I even promised to create a series of education videos on all sorts of topics and how to use these prompts to run the law and tax scanners. But now, all at a standstill. What now? Why me? How can I do this? When God closes a door, a better one is usually in the works, even if we do not realize it at first. And that is what happened to me. While going through that period, I believe God spoke to me again, and this time in a dream. I had a dream that my grandfather's AI clone was speaking with me, having a conversation about something, an interactive clone, not an old footage from 2 decades ago. I woke up sweating and in tears. Was it possible to clone my digital version, one that looks and sounds exactly like me? I opened my phone and the first thing I see is Julia McCoy. Well, her video where it starts with, "I'm Julia's digital clone." I fell off the bed. I'm not kidding. With a broken leg, remember. But there it was, an ad where I could not tell it was a clone. It was the first and most realistic digital clone I have ever seen. The cartoon ones are good, but I cannot use that in the latest podcast research series called $1 billion worth of probate and tax mistakes to avoid. And I could not use that for the law and insurance firms that want to send my videos to their clients. I have now successfully cloned myself and have almost 150 variations who sound like me, talk like me, present like me, and if you watch my podcast videos, dissecting and breaking down $100+ million estate and probate cases even better than what my ones, where the real Siddhartha is presenting and breaking these things down. No ums or ahs, no going off on tangents and forgetting what the video is about, which means you have to reshoot the whole thing again. No expensive media equipment or media agencies who charge an arm and a leg to shoot and edit content, probably using the exact same tools as what you can be using. I even taught my 9-year-old daughter to access my digital brain using GPT and Heijen and create postdoctorate level tax case videos. She even developed 45 educational videos on her own using GPT and Heijen for her YouTube series called Brain Topics. Speaking to AI is an art and a science, and it's much easier than speaking to programmers. I can tell you that. Well, that's my message. Don't just treat your AI accounts as cool tools to search or create images or videos. Think of it as your artificial brain, one that you are going to develop and it evolves with you. That and Hey Gen, the best AI digital cloning platform. No fire, ACL injuries, tornadoes, snake bites, stingray attacks, or death itself can now stop your brilliance from not just living on, but continuing to evolve. Imagine passing your brain down to your heirs and teaching them the secrets within it and how to leverage your life's lessons and experience to enhance your family tree's collective intelligence. Now, we're talking about passing wealth and wisdom down the family tree. That, my friends, is my mission, my vision, and my assignment. And I invite you to join me on this quest to clone your brain with AI. Develop a digital clone that can look and speak like you, and start your journey to creating a cloned version that will be there to interact or communicate or share your message with your grandkids, great grandkids, or perhaps 5 generations down the line. Pass wisdom along with wealth with the help of AI Siddhartha here, philosopher and brain cloner. Yes, I'm a digital version of the real Siddhartha, can make us any title I want at cloneyourbrain.com.